Hey, what's up, folks? James from Junkyard Fox. Thank you so much for joining me. And I'm going to be filming a solo overnighter in a cave today. So, a couple of weeks back, I was exploring and I found this beautiful, quiet little area. And there's several little nooks and crannies in here, a couple of little caves. And I think it'd be really cool to stay overnight out here. Now, first things first, it's 100 degrees. Doesn't matter what the calendar says, it's officially summer down here in the Southwest. So, I do want to get away from the heat. So I do need to find a good little cave where I can fit and be somewhat comfortable. I also am going to get a fire going because we're going to be cooking up some Oryx steaks. And first time I ever eat Oryx, so let's see how that goes. And of course, we're going to cool off, have a couple of beers, and unwind. So as always, thank you for joining me. Let's get started. Well, this looks like the best choice to set up a bedding area. So I have these two walls that are going to protect me from the winds in case it gets windy later on tonight. It's relatively cool in here as well. And this is pretty flat. Now, of course, there's all these little rocks and pebbles and pieces of glass that I do need to sweep out of here, but it's relatively flat for me to lay down my air pad, my wool blanket, all that stuff. Now, it being summertime, creepy crawlies like bark scorpions and centipedes are definitely out and about, so I want to protect myself from that, so I did bring a bug net. And the cool thing is the bug net, you can raise it with a string, and I have this cranny right here. I could just throw the rope over the cordage and then just anchor it with the rock over here, so it'll keep it nice and raised over here. Because I know for a fact the bugs are going to be relentless tonight. I mean, flies will not leave me alone right now, and flies are the least of my problems. So that's what I'm going to do right now, start setting up my bedding. So it did take a couple of minutes to figure this out. It's my first time using a bug net, but the bedding is pretty simplistic. I got my Unigear air mattress. I have my wool blanket, my flex tail inflatable pillow, and then my tarp. Just in case it gets pretty cold, the tarp does provide a layer of protection. And then, of course, it's all enveloped with this bug net. Now, once again, first time using a bug net, trying to figure this out. Now, what I did, because I couldn't figure out how to raise this, is I rolled up a rock with a loop, tied it with some cordage, some bank line, and then I threw the bank line over onto this side, and then I anchored it to a couple of rocks right there. And so that should keep it elevated, and that way it's easier for me to make my way into my bedding when it's time to call it a night. I just gotta unzip, get in there, zip it back up, and I should be good to go, safe from all the creepy crawlers. Hopefully. And now it's time to get a fire going. I'm getting pretty hungry. Well, sunset is just around the corner. Sadly, I did bring my magnification lens to make the fire that way, but it's too late now. The sun is already behind the canyon, so I'm not able to get it going. So we're just going to take the easy route with the lighter. And I need to get this fire going because these flies are relentless. They will not leave me alone. So sooner we get fire, sooner they'll leave me alone. And then from there, I can start cooking up my Oryx steak. So let's get this going. Well, the sun's starting to go down. It's starting to cool off. The flies are starting to leave me alone, and I'm getting the fire nice and hot so I can cook up my dinner. In the meantime, it was 100 degrees today, so I was sweating buckets walking over here and then making my bedding and all that. So I am cooling off with a beer. So cheers, everyone. Yes, this is Coors Light, not Coors Banquet. I'm a Coors Banquet guy, but they didn't have it in the nearby town while I was filling up gas. So you roll with the punches. One of the biggest, most annoying pet peeves for me is when someone comments on my YouTube videos, "Why are you drinking this? Why are you drinking that? What does it matter to you? It's booze. It's refreshing. It's going to get us a buzz." So cheers, everyone. Oh, yeah, that's refreshing. Now, I don't know how this video is going to turn out, the finished product. I still, of course, got to film, get home, edit, put some music, all that good stuff, and then publish it. So I don't know, once again, how it's going to come off. Just for transparency, folks, in case there's something off with the video in terms of my energy, my enthusiasm, my demeanor, I just want to just be perfectly transparent with all of you. I discovered this area with my partner, my former partner, a couple of months ago, and she's not in my life anymore. We have parted ways, and it's bittersweet to be here. It's bittersweet to be here to remember us exploring this area and having a picnic and stuff like that. And it is painful. It is painful, but at the same time, the show must go on. And I'm enough of an outdoorsman and all that to know that this area does have great potential for good videos. Not just this one, but for future videos. So, of course, I'm not going to abandon it. But once I'm here, you know, my brain and my heart are telling me different things that are kind of clashing with filming. So, yeah, it's kind of tough to film here. To quote a wise poet, you know, when he says, "And your heart's feeling sick like fish when they're frying." Yeah, that's that's me tonight. So I'm making the best of it, guys. If I am a little moody or something like that, I do apologize. And normally I keep my personal life, the life of James Harris, has nothing to do with Junkyard Fox if it doesn't involve the outdoors. But I did feature her in a video for Valentine's this year. Of course, that video has been taken down now. And so I just think it's fair because a lot of you guys did get to meet her in that video, and it's tough. It's tough. So I'm doing my best, but you know, the show must go on. So here we are. Cheers, everyone, for joining me. Okay, so the fire's nice and warm. Now, before we start cooking our Oryx steak, we are going to put some pastaroni on the side. First time I ever cooked this. But, you know, something on the side for supplement here. So, of course, we got to boil some water. So let's go ahead and do that and put that thing to boil. Lighting's probably bad, but yeah, you get the point. It's water. There you go. Boiling some water right there. Once that's ready, that's when we're gonna add the Oryx steaks. All right, let's do this. Boiling water on the pasta. There we go. Keep it there for like 3 minutes. There we go. Better picture right there. And I'm just going to leave this for a couple of minutes just so it can kind of dry out a little bit. I don't want to spill any excess liquid. Just for a few minutes. Time to place the Oryx steak. Now, this is a big shout out to my buddy Sam Venegas. He actually hunted this Oryx. First time I ever eat Oryx in my life. He just started a YouTube channel as well, so I'll have the link down below so you guys can check him out. Super awesome guy, very charitable guy. He's really nice, and of course, he hooked me up with these little steaks of Oryx. First time I ever eat that, and I'm pretty excited. I'm pretty excited to taste them. I'm always big on tasting wild meats and stuff like that. So yeah, pretty cool. And I'm going to go very simple with these steaks. He told me that, because they lack a lot of fat that we're used to with like beef, that they cook up pretty quickly. So I don't want to overcook them. So there we have the Oryx steaks. Now I am going to add a little bit of spices to them. All right. Yeah, because you don't want to overcook them. So I got to be fast about this. So let's get some seasoned salt. And some pepper. It's hot. All right. And I would say it's time to turn them around. And I think that's good enough for them. I don't think they need to cook any further than that. From what I hear, they're very lean meat. So let's pick them up, put them in here. Okay, guys, so filming is a little tricky. I am filming solo, so I do have my steak right here, my Oryx steak, and then I gotta bring in my pasta. Just add a little bit here. All right. And then got my knife here. So moment of truth. Time to taste some Oryx. I hope I did not overcook it. You can't even see right there just because it's mixed with the the pasta. Yeah, just these bugs are really annoying. That's welcome to summertime. But it's pretty good. I can tell this is the part that fell into the fire, the ashes, because it's all ashy, but a little bit of ash never killed anybody. Now let's mix it with some pasta here. And let's get these damn bugs out of here. Not bad. Tastes like venison to me, like deer. I did my best to cook it medium rare. It's a little bit chewier than usual beef, but of course that's to be given with any wild animal. Oryx impasto. So these bugs will just not go away. This is going to be a strong summer for bugs. So let's go over here and grab some creosote. Now, this is not the healthiest of creosote. It's all falling apart here. It's all dying. But creosote has some greasy wood that makes some smoke. And that helps repel insects. So even though this isn't the optimal one you want to get, it'll still do the job. It starts making that smoke that repels the bugs, because these bugs are just so annoying today. There we go. Good old greasewood. Well, everyone, I'm tucked away nice and safe in my cave, surrounded by my little bug net, so I'm going to be just fine. I'm pretty tired. It's already past midnight. It's very hot in here. Of course, these rocks are collecting heat throughout the day with the sunlight, so I don't even think I'm going to need my blanket. But of course, 3, 4 in the morning, it does get pretty chilly, so I'll be prepared if anything. But yeah, I don't have to worry about centipedes or scorpions or anything with this stuff. Hopefully. So we shall see. And in the morning, I'll see you all for some coffee. So have a good night, and I'll see you then. Morning, everyone. It is about 6:30. I slept for about 6 hours, and I gotta say, I slept pretty comfortably for the most part. Of course, my air mattress cushioned me from all these rocks, and then I had my wool blanket to keep me warm. Even though it was a pretty warm night, around 3 it does drop a little bit, so the wool blanket was enough to keep me comfortable. And then this bug net, I'm very impressed. I didn't have to worry about any creepy crawlies. I just got to work on structuring it correctly so it's not so messy like this. And I don't know what the quality is. I don't know the durability before there's holes and rips and tears, and then bugs can get in there. But so far, so good. So definitely a worthy addition to your summer months kit. And right now it's still very windy. I woke up around 4 in the morning because I could hear the winds just picking up, and it's still very, very windy. So I may just forego the coffee because I don't want to risk catching, starting a wildfire. It's very dry out here. We haven't had much rain. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to break down my bedding, pack everything on up, and if it's calmed down by then, I'll make coffee, and if it's still windy by then I'm just gonna have to pick up coffee on my drive home. So let's see. So there we are, packed on up and ready to go. Now I know I'm going to get questions on my gear loadout, so I'm just going to address them now. This is my Hidden Woodsman Day Rug pack. This is the Sam Strong edition. For those of you who don't know, Sam Strong is the Bushcraft bodybuilder on YouTube. He also recently won the latest season of Naked and Afraid in Africa, so congrats to Sam, and they did a collab. He still has a couple of these available if you're so inclined. I very much love the Hidden Woodsman, and I think this pack is outstanding for solo overnighters like I did today, or stealth camping, stuff like that. So great quality gear. I'm able to take my blanket, my sleeping pads, my utensils, cooking implements, all that good stuff. So plenty of stuff, once again, for a lightweight overnighter. And I do have a review on this if you want to check it out, and reach out to Sam if you want to purchase one. I'll have the link at the very end and at the bottom of the description box. And then over here is my Top Possum Gear Shackleton Haversack. I love this thing. Been rocking it almost 3 years, and I think this is the perfect combination for solo overnighters for me. I do have a review on this pack as well if you want to check it out. Really love it, and both of these are American-made, small companies, so you're helping support American products here. And then, of course, I never leave home without my canteen. And I did fill it up before I came over here to lay down. I always carry extra water in my truck because that's just common sense if you're going to be going outdoors, especially down here in the Southwest during the summer months. So for those of you who wonder, why does your canteen never run out? That's because I carry extra gallons of water in my vehicle, and I'm constantly refilling it because, that's common sense. And then, of course, I never leave home without a hat. During summer months, I like a lightweight straw hat. This one, keeps me warm during the windy nights, but at the same time, it keeps the glare and the heat off my face and neck during the daytime. And then, of course, it's straw. It's, lightweight. I got my little crab leg there for my crab hunt in Oregon a few years back. So, yeah, very much a great minimalist overnighter kit right here. And I'm very happy with that setup. Sadly, it doesn't look like the winds are going to be letting up. In fact, I just checked the forecast and we're already getting wind advisory. So I'm going to play it safe and just cut this video short. I'm not going to make any coffee or breakfast. That's just the responsible thing because it's just dry as kindling out here and I don't want to risk anything and, be irresponsible. So thank you so much for joining me. As always, I do enjoy this area. I hope there's a lot more adventures to come in this area because there's a lot of potential here. And I apologize once again that my energy hasn't been the same the last couple of videos, guys. I'll get through it. Thank you so much for all your support. Give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. Comment down below if you have any questions, comments, suggestions. And I'm off to go home and shower and shave because I look terrible. So thank you for joining me. I'll see you guys next week. Now go outside and get your boots dirty.